The member of opposition's speech may have been something of a marvel. If this debate was under the motion, this House would grant legal and moral personhood to robots, right? Here's why this distinction is important. Because our entire argument is based on two premises. One is that the AI can't evolve or cannot learn to adapt to emotions and morality. But secondly, and more importantly, it's based on the assumption that this debate is about what it means to be human. I'll explain why both of these are incorrect. First, on the idea of why they can't evolve. The entire premise of being a strong AI is based upon this idea of consciousness. That is to say, having a human mind, being able to understand the inputs that are foreign, right? To accept this input and to compute this into something it understands. That is to say, it is capable of recognizing emotion. It is capable of understanding what's wrong with it. It is capable of understanding love and all these concepts that the member of opposition talked about. Half our extension is dead. Let's look at the other half, the idea of what it means to be human. Because this debate is not about that. This debate is literally about personhood, right? Personhood and being humane are very, very different things. Here's why. Because Anurag already told you three things that come under personhood. The idea of equality, the idea of liberty, and the idea of citizenship. We already told you that at the point at which, no thank you, you become a citizen, it's not just about whether or not you have blood in your veins. The idea of being a citizen is based on how can you contribute to a specific country, and more importantly, can you belong in that country. We tell you both of these things happen at the point at which strong AI has a learning curve that is comparable to that of the humans, right? But let's look at the idea of liberty then. What is liberty? What does it mean to be free? It means when you are granted liberty, if you're capable to act upon that liberty to do things that are productive, but more importantly things that make you happy, that's when you deserve liberty. We already told you AI deserves that. Strong AI in particular deserves that. Because of the fact that they can understand emotion and they can act out of emotion, right? Anurag made the very clear distinction that it's not that they lack emotion. And it's not that they cannot understand it. It is that when they're making decisions, all of this emotion is considered in so that the bias doesn't become as debilitating as it does in humans. That's very, very important to note. But the final issue of equality. What does it mean to be equal then? We tell you that AI should be subjected to the same forms of jurisdiction that humans are. Because why not? Because they're living in the same society, doing the same things, arguably better, right? But they're still doing the same things, still experiencing the same things, still subject to the same laws. So why the hell not should these AI be equal, right? Under all these criteria, we already take this debate, but a couple of more things I need to do. No, thank you, sit down. So, at this point, let's just look at the most important issues in this debate, right? We hear from member of opposition this idea that emotions are lacking and that visions have to be linked with humanity. Diversity is necessary and AI don't have all these qualities. Maybe it's true that AI doesn't have diversity. Maybe it's true that the AI doesn't have the same visions, right? But it's also important to recognize that this debate is not about killing all humans and replacing with a strong AI. Humans still exist. In fact, Anurag told you they live in a happier place now because they have so much more leisure on their hands. It means they have more time to access all the visions member of opposition glorified. Things like art, things like music, things like science. Humans can still do that. In fact, no thank you, they can do it unimpeded by the hassles of things like work. Because now AI does all the work for them, right? This means they actually can invest more time to things like music, to things like dancing, singing, or whatever pursuit humans want to. This means we can create more pieces of art, more pieces of brilliance, maybe find a better cure to cancer. All of these things can be done. If we can do that, maybe the AI will find a cure for cancer, who knows? So, two questions then, in this particular debate. No, thank you, sit down. One, should AI be granted personhood? What did we hear from opposition? 4 things. 1, it's because it changes human lifestyles in uncomfortable ways. 3 points under this. 1, that it takes away jobs. 2, that it creates a fearful and divided society. 3, that humans are struggling. On the idea of taking away jobs, we say that's fine. We say it's fine to mechanize labor, the point at which it means it enables humans to do everything they wanted to do in the past, right? If AI does all the production, humans can enjoy the benefits of that production and use it for things like, no thank you, singing, dancing, whatever else they want to do, right? So taking jobs, fine. Second, what does it mean to be fearful? No, thank you. Fearful and divided society, right? We tell you the point at which strong AI can be encoded with a moral compass that is better than humans. Most of this won't happen, but let's say it does. We tell you even in these cases, AI are better suited to make decisions. It's not going to create a divided society. We argue it's going to unify society better because AI make much better decisions. Finally, on the idea of humans are struggling. That's the point, right? We're struggling. That's why we need AI. Because we can't correct things for ourselves. So we've already told you how AI is so much better suited to solve the problems that humans create. So all of this is non-standing, right? On the idea of how regulations will control them. We don't need to, because we can program codes that make sure that they don't harm human beings in any way, shape, or form, right? That's just a 100-word code. Anurag already told you about that, so that's completely ignored. On the idea of humans can compete with AI, that's not a bad thing. AI can do whatever mechanic work humans used to do, and then the humans can simply stick to things that they fancy better. Finally, on the idea of inability to appreciate and reward struggle, we already told you AI has consciousness and they're able to reward and understand emotions. This is negligible. Before I continue, I'll take closing if they have any. No? I'll take opening now.
You say AIs can potentially be rulers and that they're more intellectually capable. Engage with us on the point that the same extra competency is going to add a lot of human inconveniences and a lot of...
I get your point. Here's the thing. If they're more convenient, we tell you they're going to make better rulers, right? It doesn't matter who's ruling as long as people are happy under that regime, right? We tell you we are more than likely to fulfill that criteria because AI is simply better suited for these kind of purposes. We say it's fine for them to rule as long as humans have free rein to do whatever they want, right? That's the condition we draw. That's the condition we can impose upon these AI, right? They need to recognize that AI are not just rogue animals. So then we told you, on our side, on closing document, we told you we should grant personhood because everything about personhood is there in AIs. Things like equality, liberty, citizenship, and a strong moral framework. All of these reasons justify the moral imperative. Let's look at the practical benefits. We told you 3 things happen under this when we get personhood. One is we create people in leisure and all the benefits of that. Things like more time for singing, dancing, appreciation of the arts, or things like pursuit of the sciences. All of this is even more possible, right? So much better than the ridiculous world they create. But secondly, we tell you we create far better utility because the AI are doing all the manual labor and maybe even other kinds of stuff as well. But at the same time, we're also having developments in the arts, the sciences, the literatures, right? All of this is happening at the same time. So much better utility. Finally, we tell you we create better justice systems, right? Because this is something that they don't address at all. The fact that AI can compute all these things such as, for instance, their emotional biases and make decisions considering this means that we create much better justice systems. The path to the future is very clear. We must grant personhood to these AI. Thank you very much.